Hey Reina, this is Fernando. This is the video that I promised regarding your real estate website. And on the screen you see your website. Very nice imagery and very nice layout, modern, contemporary, very typical of websites. Today I'm going to be talking about three different things primarily. We're going to be talking about content, citations, and backlinks. Those are the three main things that Google uses to rank businesses on the internet. So let's get started. Content is anything that you see on your website that has text or numbers, anything that Google's robots can read, any of these digits, numbers, anything that's on your page that can be read is considered content. And the reason it's important is because Google searches the content on your website for keywords that people type to search on the search engine. So if somebody types in, for example, Realtor in Miami or Realtor in Coral Gables, then Google looks into your website for the words Coral Gables, Miami, Realtor, and the more times it sees it, the more likely it's going to rank you higher than other similar websites. That's just one component, but you need to have a certain amount of content on your site so you can put all these keywords into the content and give Google an opportunity to rank your website based on the content. Let's look at a typical Google search. Here's a search for Realtor in Pinecrest. I could have chosen any location, but they're all very similar. And on a Google search, you're going to start out at the very top in the Realtor category with these Google screened Realtor categories, and these are not free. Obviously you have to pay. As you can see, they're sponsored, but you have to jump through some hoops. You have to have background checks and show them your licenses and all the things that prove that you're a realtor like you say you are. And then they rotate through these each time somebody comes up here, and it's a worthwhile thing to do if you have the time and are willing to go through all the criteria that Google asks of you. The second part of the page is this part of the page called the map pack. This part of the page is the part we're going to focus on for you and realtors in general, because this is where local businesses are listed, and you don't compete so much here with giant corporations like Realtor.com or other sites that tend to rank higher on Google's page. And to get here, you're going to need a lot of citations. And citations are any listing of your name, address, and phone number on the internet. So the more citations you have, the more likely that Google will say, she's a local realtor, this is her address, this is her business name and her phone number, so they will list you in this top three. And obviously it's highly sought after because people can then click to your website, they can ask for directions, they have sometimes your phone number depending on what you put in here. So it's a good place for realtors to try and compete for. Down here you see the Google organic listing, and these are the sites that are primarily on here for the third thing we're going to talk about today, which is backlinks. And backlinks is a link on another site that gets a user back to your web page. A URL or some text that's called anchor text that links to your URL that ultimately gets the user from maybe a blog or some article that you might have written or some other event you participated at, and they allowed you to put a link to your website on. That's called a backlink. The more of those you have, the more credibility Google gives you and your website, and the more likely it's going to rank you here. However, for realtors specifically, Google doesn't like to rank you guys in this organic section too much. They go with places like Realtor.com, Zillow. They go with the major brokerages like Coldwell Banker, Trulia, things like this. There are places on here where there are realtors ranking, but usually it's not on the first page. It's usually more like second or third page. And you can rank. And let me show you one of the realtors that ranked up here. And this is her website. Her name is Liana Reeves. I don't know if you know her or not. She works for Coldwell Banker. This is her website. So her website has a good amount of content. And understand also that anything behind a read more tag is also considered content for the home page, which this is. So the more content again, that you put on your website that people can read and Google can read, the more likely that you'll get ranked for that content, and allows you to put in keywords. I think she has more content than you based on these read mores. Probably these articles have keywords in them: housing, other words that Google links to realtors and real estate and housing and home purchases. So again, citations was the first thing. Backlinks was the second word. We discussed the second topic that ranks you in the organic section. And content was the number one thing. Let me show you a tool that I use. And this tool is called Ahrefs, but there's lots of tools out there, and it's free to anybody who would like to search the number of backlinks on your site. Right now, you have 2 backlinks on your site coming from one website. It's giving you no organic traffic and no organic keywords. And keywords are things like Realtor in Miami, or phrases like houses under 300,000, houses under 500,000. Those are all phrases people search when they're looking for a house. Let me show you the same tool results for that realtor that I mentioned earlier, Liviana Reeves. And this is her website ranking, and you see she has 191 backlinks from 44 domains. Now, obviously, she's not getting a whole lot of organic traffic, and that's because she's primarily being ranked on the map pack, and this is coming from the organic section of Google. So, in conclusion, the website is nice, but it would be better if you either started from scratch and put some new content on your site, or added content to your existing site. Added citations to your business, name, address, and phone number on different directories on the internet like Yelp, Facebook, Yellow Pages, things like that, and added some backlinks to your website from other websites. And that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, give me a call. Have a good day.